Happy 4th of July! Welcome to our summer reading program, Dig Deeper STEAM Activities. We're going to read, investigate, and discover. And today we're going to learn all about how oil and water do not mix. This experiment is called Fireworks in a Glass. Now, for this experiment, you're going to need two 16-ounce tumblers. One tumbler you're going to fill up almost to the very top with water. And you can see I'm going to be trying it two different ways. So you can see both glasses are filled with regular tap water almost to the top, but not all quite the way to the top. Now we have a bottle of vegetable oil. In the empty glass, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I open up my vegetable oil, and I'm now going to pour in 2 tablespoons. Now you might want to do this with adult supervision because this can get a little slippery and a little messy. So here's tablespoon number 1. Here's tablespoon number 2. We pour that in there. All right, so in honor of 4th of July, I have my food coloring. And I'm going to take the color blue. Blue is a nice dark color, so it shows up pretty well. I'm going to put in 2 drops of food coloring. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Well, there we go. Whoops. Well, we got a little more than 2, but that's okay. Now I'm going to take my fork, which I have right here, and I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to mix it up, and I want to break up those little dots of food coloring. You can see now they're broken up. There's a whole little bunch of little dots of food coloring. Can you see that? All right. Now we're going to pour this into the water. And as we do this, you're going to watch, and very slowly, the drops of food coloring are going to look like they're bursting, just like fireworks, as they sink to the bottom. Because, as we know, oh, there goes one. As you can see, it's bursting open, and they're going to sink to the bottom because oil, which is on the top, stays on top. But the food coloring, which is about the same weight as water, is going to start sinking. And you can see they're starting to explode just like fireworks. I'm going to do the same thing with this glass, but this time I'm going to put in some red food coloring and some blue food coloring, and we'll see what happens. All right, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Should hopefully just be 1 drop of blue, but it's not that easy to control. There we go. 1 drop of blue. Let's put in 1 drop of red, and then we're going to break it up with our fork. All right, break it up with a fork. And you can look, see how this is exploding over here. All right, we're going to pour this in here. Now what happens when you have 2 different colors? Does it take a little bit longer for the things to open up and explode? Here we go. You can see the water's turning bluer and bluer. And this one, maybe some oil got mixed in. It's a little slow. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but you can see the red and blue food coloring, they're slowly expanding, and you can see it sort of looks like a 4th of July firework, doesn't it? As they slowly start sinking to the bottom of the glass. Can you see the different colors there? Kind of like the 4th of July. And that is our 4th of July fireworks in a glass. Our next experiment, we're going to be making a lava lamp, and for this, a mock lava lamp, you'll be needing a bottle. This is just an empty 16-ounce soda bottle. I have oil, vegetable oil, a flashlight. You don't need a flashlight, but you can use that, a funnel, and food coloring again. Now this project can, oh, and probably the most important thing we need, Alka-Seltzer, anything that fizzles, but I'm using Alka-Seltzer. Now this project can get a little messy. So you probably want to do this maybe with newspaper, a place where it's okay if it bubbles over, and of course you probably want to do this with adult supervision. So you can see with my soda bottle, I filled it with about a 1/4 cup of water. I want to start with the water. Now I'm going to take a funnel, because remember this can get messy. I'm going to take a funnel and I have my vegetable oil, and I'm going to fill it up to probably about this line right here in the bottle. If you fill it up too high, it's going to bubble over and can get a little messy. So we're going to fill it up. You can see it doesn't mix because oil and water do not mix. Here comes the oil, and I think that's probably enough. All right. Now I'm going to put in my food coloring. And watch as the food coloring goes to the bottom of the bottle. It's going to sink through to the water. You can see it's slowly going to go down. Now, in our last experiment, we only used 2, but here you can put quite a few drops if you want to. Now, I'm just using the color blue because when I tried it with blue and red, I wanted to see what happened. It turned purple because blue and red are purple. So the food coloring mixed together. So I'm just going to put some blue dots in there. I think that's probably enough. I'm watching them sink to the bottom, and now this is where the fun part comes in. I'm going to take my Alka-Seltzer and start putting it in the bottle. And you can see what happens when you start doing that. It's going to start bubbling, and the fizz starts making the blue food coloring dots come back and forth. And now I can take my flashlight, open it up, and you can see I have my very own lava lamp. And you can see why you don't want to fill it up too much because it's going to explode. So if it looks like it's going to explode, you just keep your bottle cap on there, put it on there to keep it from exploding. And it will keep bubbling like this, like a lava lamp, until the Alka-Seltzer dissolves. And once it's dissolved, you can still see you have kind of this cool looking wave effect. Because remember, oil and water don't mix. So you have this little cool thing once the Alka-Seltzer dissolves, where the blue will stay at the bottom and the oil will stay up on top. And those are some fun experiments that you can use with oil, water, and food coloring. This all has to do with molecules, so like our reading program, Read, Investigate, Discover, read more about molecules and find out why doesn't an oil and water mix. All these facts and more can be found at our library and on our database with Explora. Thank you for watching today's experiment.